Mm, it's about me. How about okay. You're almost ready. Should I do a can I do a mic check? What time is it? Oh, we won't go on yet, not too early. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ambrose Gilligan Field in Whitehall. As tonight, Nivett Media Sports brings you live high school football. It's the season opener as Granville-Whitehall hosts the Hornets of Plattsburgh here on an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening in Whitehall, New York. Eric Pecor is our producer and cameraman. With the play-by-play call, I'm Keith Harrington, and tonight's game is being brought to you by Telescope Furniture. The game being broadcast live from the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center. Also by Hoagland Property Management, Skeen Valley Agency, Indulge Pizza, our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor, and Lake Champlain Coal, the sponsor of our Granville-Whitehall player of the game, which of course we'll announce at the conclusion of this evening's contest. And glad to have you along with us as it's our first broadcast of the 2025 season. And this is a rematch of last year's season opener when Granville-Whitehall traveled to Plattsburgh to take on the Hornets and came away with a 34-6 victory. But what a difference a year makes. A lot of players returning for this Whitehall team. It's a veteran team. They did have to replace quarterback Trey Mason. Although if you watched my preview, the 1st and 10 preview show last night or today, you don't really replace a player like Trey Mason, as Coach Kevin Gibo said, but you have to find another quarterback, and he thinks he's got a couple of good ones this year. Getting the start tonight will be Chris Roselle. He is a 6'3", big, strong quarterback with a gun for an arm. He'll be wearing number 10 tonight, and Coach Gibo is very excited about Roselle getting his first varsity start here tonight, and you can see him coming off the field as one of the captains there as they've concluded the coin toss here. Also, another quarterback they're excited about for the future is the sophomore, number 12, Finn McLaughlin. So McLaughlin is another quarterback that Coach Gibo sees as getting some playing time this year along with Roselle, but also being the quarterback of the future after Roselle retires. So, they had to move on from Trey Mason, who graduated, but a couple of young, up-and-coming quarterbacks that he thinks are going to be very, very strong players in this program, and he's looking forward to Chris Roselle's first start here tonight. Of course, a veteran backfield behind Roselle with fullback Brandon Beaver and also Nathan Barber and C.J. Monty. So a very experienced group behind Roselle, and also an offensive line that returns 4 of their 5 starters, including all-league lineman Patrick Egan. So a very, very experienced, talented backfield and a very experienced offensive line around the first-year starter at quarterback, Chris Roselle. So a first-year quarterback, but a lot of talent surrounding him. And we are ready for the opening kickoff. Whitehall and Granville-Whitehall has won the toss. Here's the opening kick. It is a line drive kick. It's going to be taken at about the 15-yard line and evading some tacklers and moving his way up across the 25. So a nice return there. And on the return for GW, that was Lucas Vandenberg, number 5, and a nice return it was. So it's first down and 10, just shy of the 30-yard line, called about the 28 for GW. So Granville-Whitehall going on offense for the first time this season. Longtime former Granville coach and Castleton University coach Mike McCura joining Coach Gibo on the coaching staff this year. Here's first down and 10 for Roselle. I formation behind him. This is Monty. Monty's across the 30. He's going to nose his way up close to the 34-yard line. Picked up about 6 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 4 coming up, and they'll go with the no huddle here. Beaver is the fullback. And this time they'll run a little counter play to the outside, and they're going to get up across the 40 for the first down. And on the carry that time was number 14, Sam Huntington. So Huntington picks up the first down, knows the football right on the 40-yard line. It's first down and 10. Plattsburgh was known last year for their passing game. One of their starting wide receivers now playing college football at Wagner University, but they lost their quarterback, their receivers. They say they're going to go to more of a running game. Here's a toss sweep to the right. This is Monty, 45-50, into Plattsburgh territory. Cuts it back across the 40, inside the 35. He's got a first down and more. And G-Dub is in Hornets territory for the first time this evening. So a great start here for Granville-Whitehall, as they'll put the football down at about the Plattsburgh 32-yard line, first down and 10. So I formation once again, Beaver and Monty. Looks like Barber was the wing back that time. Here's Monty. Monty across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Some tough yardage there over the right side. Barber and Huntington look like, as the wingbacks, that they're switching the plays in and out from the sideline. Jackson McCullen also coming off the field there, number 7. Pick up a 4 on the play from Monty. He's going to bring up second down and 6. The football inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. Roselle underneath the center. Split backs behind him this time. A little different look. They're going to toss it to the left side. Lots of running room for C.J. Monty. He is inside the 5, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds short of the goal line at about the 2 or 3-yard line. C.J. Monty, who's getting lots of college offers, as is Patrick Egan, that Coach Gibo was telling us the other day. Lots of emails coming in about the services of Egan in the future. Monty has been already given an offer for Division I U Albany. It is first down and goal, GW at the 4-yard line. Straight ahead for Monty, big hole up the middle, and he's in the end zone, touchdown. And it's the first touchdown of the season. Theoretically, it might be the first touchdown of the season. Of course, other games going on tonight, but we don't know if anybody in any of those games was able to move down the field and score this quickly. Comes with 9:17 to go here. In the opening quarter, a 4-yard run from Monty. And looked like they were going to kick the extra point. And I believe I just heard we have no kicker on the field. Of course, the kicker was Enzo Ream, who is out injured. He is down there on crutches. So it looks like they're going to go for the 2-point conversion, and they'll keep it on the ground. And they are in for the conversion. So as they come up the field, 9:17 to go here in this first quarter. And our score is Granville-Whitehall 8 and Plattsburgh nothing. And we've got some great sponsors helping to bring the high school football season your way here, such as Telescope Casual Furniture, manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years, voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and also world-class customer service. That is Telescope Casual Furniture, our sponsor of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, where we broadcast all our games from, no matter where we are. Also by Hoagland Property Management, commercial and residential lawn and landscaping services, property transformations, and snow removal from Granville, New York. Call 518-222-0018. That's 518-222-0018 for Hoagland Property Management. Glad to have all those great sponsors with us this year on our live coverage of high school sports Beginning here with the high school football season, and what a beginning it's been for Granville-Whitehall. This kick's going to angle toward the sideline. It's going to be taken at the 25-yard line by Plattsburgh. It looks like on the return there was Ryan Colburn, number 13. 4 yard. And they're going to put the ball down at about the 35-yard line. Colburn went out of bounds over there on the far side, and that's where the Hornets will go on offense for the first time. First down and 10. Place the ball on the 5-yard line. That's where the Hornets, the Plattsburgh will start their first team. And it looks like the quarterback is going to be Colden Johnson, number 8, a junior. So the first offensive play out of I formation here for the Hornets of Plattsburgh. The snap taken, handoff, and down behind the line of scrimmage is the ball carrier. So the Granville-Whitehall defense was ready for that one. Looks to be like the ball carrier was number 43, George DeJesus. Loss of 3 yards on the play brings up second down and 13. I formation once again behind the quarterback, Colden Johnson. Johnson calls the signals, sends a man in motion. He'll take the snap, and there's a flag down. So the one ball carrier back there is 42. They don't have a 42 on their roster. I'm wondering if that's 43 George DeJesus. Just speculation on my part. But they do not have a 42 listed. A receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Shotgun this time for Johnson. He'll send a man in motion. They'll come down the line on the option, try to get outside, picked up some positive yardage. Not a lot. They get up across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Hornets of Plattsburgh. Looks like 3rd and close to 15 here coming up. They've got to get to the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line here. Johnson underneath the center this time. I formation behind him, a receiver left, another one to the right. He'll send a man in motion. That's Colburn, and they'll pitch it out. They're going to get him behind the line of scrimmage. And coming through there on the play that time, looked to be number 50. I'm going down trying to find a 50 on here. So it's going to be 4th and a mile here for Plattsburgh, and they're going to punt it away. Great defensive effort on the first sequence of the season here by Granville-Whitehall. So we'll see what GW, they should get excellent field position here. The returner standing back at his own 40-yard line, so is expecting a kick that would set them up. It's over the punter's head. It's a scramble. He tries to pick it up and kick it. They're going to throw the flag. I don't know how that can be roughing the kicker because they got the ball, I thought. There is a flag on the play. Maybe running into, but it shouldn't be the bigger variety of roughing. I mean, it looked like they got to hold a piece of the ball there. And plus, he had fumbled the ball. So I guess my question would be, is he a runner and not a kicker anymore? We're going to call him here. I mean, no question about it, there was contact with the kicker. But is he a runner at that point when he's fumbled the football? They're going to say roughing the kicker. Usually, if you have contact with the ball, that is usually, and maybe it's different in high school. Typically, at the other levels, if you have contact with the ball, so it must be a new one this year. I'll have to check on that one. Anyways, it's going to give the Hornets an automatic first down up at their own 40-yard line. So some new life here for Plattsburgh, down 8-0, 6:41 to go, first quarter. Monty, a 4-yard touchdown run, put GW on top. So here's Johnson calling the signals. They'll keep it on the ground. And once again, the penetration up front by Granville-Whitehall, nothing, absolutely nothing there for Plattsburgh. No gain on the play. It's going to be second down and 10. Last year, GW held Plattsburgh to 5 yards of rushing and 110 yards of total offense. Obviously, do the math, 105 yards coming through the air from Hartman, their quarterback, who's now moved on, graduated. Second down and 10 coming up here for the Hornets. Still at their own 40-yard line. 5:45 to go first quarter, 8-0 GW. They'll send a man in motion, fake the handoff, roll out, and that's all he's going to see. Johnson, when he rolls out, is a swarm of gray jerseys. Swarmed under by gray jerseys. So, yeah, we've had a couple tackles by number 50, but we don't have a 50 listed on our roster. So we'll have to check out who that is. Whoever it is doing a heck of a job. I know that. Got to get who was wearing 50 so we can give him the recognition because he's doing a heck of a job. Third and long. Third and close to 20 here for the Hornets. Seems like they've been in negative yardage all day so far. Looking down the right sideline, intended receiver was number 4, Will Boyer. And it's incomplete. Good coverage back there. A couple of GW players were back there in coverage, one of them being number 5, Vandenberg. And it's going to be Vandenberg that's going to go back to receive the punt here, it looks like. And the punter is Cooper Holland, I believe, for Plattsburgh. Number 3, it's a short kick. Vandenberg's going to take it on the run. If he touched it, that's a live football. And it is. It's going to be scooped up by Plattsburgh and then come loose again. And then who got on it the second time is going to be the question. Looks like it was number 71 for the Hornets. That's Ethan Ralph, the junior. 20 had the shot at it first. Tommy Sorensen, and then it skittered away from Sorensen, and then Ralph got on top of it. Oh, man, this is just going to be devastating here for the Hornets, who have been deep in the hole the entire time. Now they have something go their way with a fumble, and they get called for an illegal formation. Just devastating for Plattsburgh. So they were going to have the ball in good field position after being mired with their backs to the wall the entire time so far. Illegal formation. And now they get called for illegal formation on the punt. and they lose that football. They lose that momentum. Real tough blow here for the Hornets. 8-0 Granville-Whitehall, 4-yard touchdown run from C.J. Monty. The two-point conversion run was good. 4:23 to go here, opening quarter. And Plattsburgh will punt again. And once again, back deep, it'll be Lucas Vandenberg. It's a line drive kick. It's going to bounce in front of Vandenberg. He's going to let it go. It's going to go down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, where it's going to be touched up there by Ethan Parent for the Hornets. And it'll be first down and 10, GW, with 4:13 to go here in the opening quarter. And they lead it by a score of 8-0. Last year, GW up in Plattsburgh got off to a fast start, led 14-0, and then the Hornets got on the board and kind of made it interesting at halftime. And then Granville-Whitehall blew it open in the third and fourth quarters. But Plattsburgh kept it interesting for about a half last year. First down and 10, Roselle underneath the center, I formation behind him. A man goes in motion. They'll hand it off inside to the fullback, Brandon Beaver. Beaver gets a short pickup, picked up 2. It's going to be second down and 8 coming up here for Granville-Whitehall. They'll break out of the huddle. Send a receiver over here to the left side. Handoff for Monty. Monty looks to get outside. Has a tackler holding on to him. Is able to drag that would-be tackler up across the 40-yard line. That was Garrison Rodriguez, number 22, on the tackle, but not before Monty's able to pick up the first down. So it's going to be first down and 10 at about the 41-yard line of GW. Coming up on 3:20 to go in this first quarter, 8-0 GW. They'll send a receiver out to the right side. Barber's going to come here to the left. Split backs behind Roselle. He lost the snap. There's a scramble for it. And C.J. Monty was indicating, if he's correct, that it's still Granville-Whitehall football. And Plattsburgh disagrees. And it's going to be Plattsburgh football. On the recovery for the Hornets, it's going to be number 55. Number 55 for the Hornets. Drop ball. Don't see a 55 on here. Oh, right there, Brantley Augustine. So Brantley Augustine with the recovery. He's way up there at the top. So 2 fumble recoveries now. One that got disallowed because of a penalty. But pretty much they just picked up the ball right where they would have picked it up when they had the recovery on the punt. So right back to a certain extent where they started here. Oh. Johnson's going to work out of the shotgun. First and 10 from the 40. Handoff here to number 42. And he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. As I said, they don't have a 42, but they do have a 43, and their top back is supposed to be DeJesus. So I'm number 9 in the back speculating the tackle by Caden Turin, number 39. Lost a yard on the play. Second down, 11. Once again, they'll work out of the shotgun. Once again, the handoff to 42. DeJesus, we believe. He gets across the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. Looks like he picked up about 4. It's going to be third down and 6 coming up here for the Hornets. So This is the best situation they've been in since the game started. Minute 53 to go here. First quarter, 8-0 GW. They'll work out of the shotgun. They've got two receivers left, one on the right, another one lined up in the slot on the right side. Single setback on 3rd down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Pretty big hole. Getting up close to 1st down territory. It's going to be very close. Looks like they might have enough to move the chains. But a player staying down here for the Hornets. So both teams will go to their sidelines, talk with their coaches, get some water with the injured player down on the field. Granville-Whitehall got off to a quick start, drove down the field on their first possession, got the 4-yard touchdown run from C.J. Monty. They got the 2-point conversion run, and they lead it by a score of 8-0. But they fumbled a punt, which Plattsburgh recovered, but that was nullified by a illegal formation penalty. But then they still ended up recovering a fumble. It looks like we may be going to a delay situation here. It looks like they might be trying to get the attention of the rescue squad personnel for the injured player down here for the Hornets. So it looks like we could possibly be going into a bit of a delay. So yes, they are starting to see activity over by the rescue squad there. So it looks like they may be coming out to attend to the injured player for the Hornets. I went back. It was 11 gallons. Of course, that touchdown by C.J. Monty was brought to you by Indulge Pizza. Indulge Pizza of Granville. Pizza, wings, grinders, and more. Monday night family special at Indulge is $34. Order online or with DoorDash or call 518-345-5300. Open Thursday through Monday. Indulge Pizza of Granville. And that touchdown by C.J. Monty was brought to you by Indulge Pizza of Granville. We thank them for being along with us once again this year. The injured player, they started to bring the stretcher out. The injured player has now hobbled off with a little bit of assistance. And it will be a 1st down for the Hornets here with 1:21 to go in this first quarter. So it will be 1st down and 10 Plattsburgh at the GW 30-yard line, trying to see if they can get on the scoreboard and try to even this game up here. They have not been able to move the ball that successfully until this drive. A little bit of momentum after recovering a fumble. Have a receiver to the right, a receiver to the left. I formation behind Johnson. He'll send a runner in motion. He'll take the snap. He'll hand straight ahead. And the Hornets are starting to just use power football here right now, and it seems to be working a little bit for them. Just lining up, kind of a hat on a hat, as they say up front, and going man on man. They've got some size on that line. They're starting to take advantage of it and just go to power football right here. Pickup of 6 on that play is going to bring up 2nd down and 4 inside the 25-yard line, called the 24. Again, a man goes in motion to the right. Again, they'll keep it on the ground. They've got it behind the scrimmage. Brandon Beaver came shot out of a cannon and got him in the backfield. The ball carrier was Tommy Sorensen, number 20. But Beaver having nothing of it as he shot the gap and got Sorensen for a big loss. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play here at Ambrose Gilligan Field in Whitehall. At the end of one, our score is Granville-Whitehall 8 and Plattsburgh nothing. Tonight's game brought to you by Skeene Valley Group, insurance and real estate with offices in Whitehall, Granville, and Cambridge. Make just one call for all of your insurance and real estate needs at 518-948-2928. That's Skeene Valley Insurance Group and Real Estate in Whitehall. Also by Indulge Pizza of Granville. Pizza, wings, grinders, and more. Their Monday night family special is $34. Order online or with DoorDash. Or call 518-345-5300. Open Thursday through Monday. That's Indulge Pizza. And also by Lake Champlain Coal, your local fuel supplier. Fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump, making warm friends for 5 generations. That's Lake Champlain Coal Company, and they are our sponsor of our MIVT Media Lake Champlain Coal Player of the Game Award, which we'll announce after tonight's game. So 3rd down and about 6 coming up here, probably 4 down territory for the Hornets. Back past the 25-yard line. They'll send a man in motion. They'll go back to pass. They'll throw out in the flat. They got one-on-one out there. Makes a move. Gets away from one tackler. Able to get up to about the 30-yard line. Patrick Egan was there for Granville-Whitehall, as was Brandon Beaver. It was enough to get the first down, though, for the Hornets. Johnson underneath the center. I formation behind him. A receiver to the left, one wide right. Receiver on the left, as you can see there, a little bit tighter. They'll keep it on the ground. And they get a small pickup, a small gain. A host of GW players in there collaborating on the tackle. Having lost one of their running backs here, they're going to have to improvise a little bit. That was Josiah Wineglass, number 88, on the carry. Small pickup of 2 yards there by Wineglass. DeJesus here in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Johnson. Wineglass to the left. Trips on the right side here for the Hornets. They'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to gain up to just shy of the 25, call it the 26-yard line. There's Nathan Barber there on the tackle for Granville-Whitehall. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 coming up here. Football laying at about the 22-yard line. Actually, inside the 22. Looks like it's about the 18, 17 maybe. Trips on the right side again. Wineglass over here on the left. Johnson out of the shotgun again. He'll keep it on the ground. Big hole up the middle, closed up in a hurry, but not until the ball carrier got down to the 10-yard line. That's going to be very close to a first down. It may be a first down. And it is a first down. So it looks like it's going to be first and goal here for Plattsburgh. 9:15 to go in the half. 8-0 Granville-Whitehall. They scored on their first possession, but Plattsburgh has settled down since then. And they've got a chance to go in and possibly tie this game up with a score and a conversion here. They're going to go trips on the right once again. Wine glasses out here to the left. Shotgun formation for Colden Johnson. He'll take the snap. He'll hand off once again. They'll run it inside the 10 to about the 9. Pickup of a yard on the play. By 42, who we're calling DeJesus. We're not sure. We'll check that out at halftime. He's their one of their leading backs. There's no 42 on the roster. DeJesus is 43. So we'll find out who that is when we get the opportunity. Second down and goal. They're marking about the 8-yard line. So a pickup of 2 on the play. Once again, this time 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. I thought they're going to go with that trips formation again, but Johnson's in the shotgun. They'll send a man in motion. They'll hand to the motion man on a little jet sweep, and they're going to get him behind the line of scrimmage. Brandon Beaver was there, number 8. Nathan Barber looks like he was in on the play. The ball carrier was number 4, Will Boyer. On a little jet sweep, and they lost a couple yards back to the 10-yard line. So it's going to be third down and goal from the 10. Going to go back to that same formation. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Shotgun formation. They've had success out of this formation, running it to 42 right up the middle. They'll pass this time. Johnson back to pass. He's got pressure. Patrick Egan putting the pressure on. He rolls out. He throws. And it's incomplete. He had a man open in the end zone. And that was number 13, Ryan Colburn. But the pressure from Egan flushing him out of the pocket. He didn't get his feet set the way he wanted to. And he was throwing back against the grain a little bit there and came up just short of being able to complete the pass to Colburn. So it's going to be fourth and goal from the 10. Big play coming up right here. Plattsburgh down 8-0. Clock stops. 6:56 to go in the first half. Hornets taking advantage of the fumble, trying to cash it in here, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time this evening. Johnson once again, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. He'll work from the shotgun. The snap, rolls right, once again, pressure, and he's going to be run out of bounds. No, he has to throw it. I mean, it's fourth down. You can't just run out of bounds. And it's going to be incomplete. Big defensive stand there by GW, and they're going to take over on offense. So a very big sequence there for GW, with Plattsburgh having a chance to go in and get on the scoreboard. They got as close as the 8-yard line, but then a big loss of yardage play sent them back to the 10 on that failed jet sweep. And then back-to-back incomplete passes. And now it's going to be first down and 10 GW. Backs to the wall, though, at their own 10-yard line. But on the positive side of that, plenty of field to work with out in front of them. Plenty of grass out here to take advantage of. Roselle's going to take the snap. Looked like a face mask. Here comes flags flying in. The handoff was to Beaver, and they got a hold of the face mask. 2 flags came flying in. Very obvious. Everybody reacted to it. And that's going to be big because it's going to take GW out of that hole a little bit that they were in. And GW is going to take a timeout here. 6:44 to go before halftime. It is Granville-Whitehall 8 and Plattsburgh nothing. And tonight's game is being brought to you live from the Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center. Our game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years. Voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. That's Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, our sponsor of the Telescope Broadcast Center, where we broadcast all of our games from throughout the season. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hoagland Property Management, commercial and residential lawn and landscaping services, property transformations, and snow removal. Located in Granville, New York. Call 518-222-0018 for Hoagland Property Management. So back to the action here. Timeout called by Granville-Whitehall, and that face mask call is going to take them from the 10 up to about the 28-yard line. So 6:44 to go before halftime, an 8-0 lead. They've got some space to work with here now, not quite on the doorstep of the goal line as they were a bit ago, thanks to that face masking penalty. Here's a toss to the left. This is Monty. Monty with blocking. Breaks free down the left side. 50, 45. Cuts it back. 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet to the 25. Down about the 24-yard line. Big run from C.J. Monty. Darius Jenkins, number 21, on the tackle for the Hornets. They're going to spot him down shy of the 20, even though he lunged ahead. Looks like they're going to put it down about the 23-yard line where the knee went down. First down and 10, GW at the Plattsburgh 23-yard line. Roselle brings them up to the line of scrimmage. He's got a receiver out to the right, another one to his left side, split backs this time behind him, pro set. They're going to run a little counter, and the Hornets were ready. Go quick. On the backward end. It was number 88 that was in there, Josiah Weinglass. Also, Owen Dubé, number 72, was there as well, I believe, for Plattsburgh. So a big play there. Big loss of yardage, lost about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 15. So a great effort there. The Hornets not fooled by that counter, little wingback counter. And Plattsburgh was ready for it. So 2nd down and 15, 5.5 to go in the half, 8-0. GW. Hand off to Monty right up the middle, still on his feet, looking for more room, and he just kind of weaved his way down inside the 20-yard line. It's almost like Plattsburgh couldn't see him. There was like so many guys in there. He was just kind of weaving his way, as I said, through traffic. And a nice pickup on the play. Picked up about 11. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 4 coming up here for GW. Once again, a receiver out to the right. They'll hand off to the second man through. That's Monty. He's going to be close to the 1st down. Wow. Little extracurricular activity going on there behind the play. It's going to be short by about 1.5 yards or 2. So 4th and short coming up. Short of the 1st down. Ball, it looks like it's about the 14-yard line. And timeout's going to be called by Granville-Whitehall. Now they point to Plattsburgh, but originally pointed to Granville-Whitehall. So a timeout on the field. 4 minutes exactly to go here in the second quarter. I scored Granville-Whitehall 8 and Plattsburgh nothing. Tonight's game being brought to you by Skeen Valley Group, Insurance and Real Estate, with offices in Whitehall, Granville, and Cambridge. Make just one call for all your insurance and real estate needs. 518-948-2928. That's 518-948-2928. That's Skeen Valley Group, Insurance and Real Estate of Whitehall, Granville, and Cambridge. Also by Indulge Pizza of Granville. Pizza, wings, grinders, and more. Monday night is family night. Family special, $34. Order online or with DoorDash or call 518-345-5300. They're open Thursday through Monday. That's Indulge Pizza of Granville. They're also our sponsor of the Indulge Pizza touchdown for Granville-Whitehall. They are touchdown sponsors. So here we go. 4th and short, 4th and a long yard. Very tight formation here for GW. Roselle to Monty. They hit him behind the line of scrimmage. He lunges forward. It's going to be close. And they're signaling to move the chains. And they've already flipped the one over onto the down marker. Monty was hit fairly quickly, but he is so strong. So they're going to mark it at about the 11-yard line, so they can still get another first down without scoring here with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. 8-0 GW. On their first possession, they got a 4-yard touchdown run from C.J. Monty. Once again, they're going to go tight here with this formation. I formation behind Roselle. He'll take the snap. Toss sweep for Monty. Beavers out in front blocking, and they made that look easy. Monty's going to cruise in for the 11-yard touchdown run. It comes with 3:11 to go here in the second. That looked easy. Plattsburgh defense was fooled, and Brandon Beaver was out front with the block. And Monty coasted in for the touchdown. It's now 14-0. And they'll go for two. Their kicker, Enzo Ream, I mentioned earlier, is out. They'll hand it off inside. It looks like Monty, it is. And he's in for the 2-point conversion. So as they come up the field, 3:11 to go here before halftime. It is Granville-Whitehall 16 and Plattsburgh nothing. So we'll keep it right here this time as we're almost at halftime. And we'll tell you we've got a great schedule coming up for high school football on Nivet Media this season. Next week, our plan is right now, as we're going to be breaking out around the entire capital region this season, our plan next week is that we will be at Ravenna High School, Ravenna Queeman Selkirk, as Ravenna Queeman Selkirk takes on Averill Park. That'll be our game of the week next week. We'll announce that when that becomes certain, but that's the plan right now, that's what we'll be doing next week. We've got some games over in Vermont and Poultney, Vermont, and Fairhaven, Vermont at the end of the season. We got a Fairhaven game. So we're going to be going to Cobleskill. So we got a lot going on. Going to be going all over. Eric and I are going to be travelers. I was going to say traveling fools, but we're going to be in Cobleskill, Rensselaer, I think, potentially. Fairhaven, Poultney, Cobleskill, Ravenna. We are branching out here at MYVT Media Sports. And of course, we'll have all the GW home games at Granville and Whitehall. Not going to neglect those guys, of course. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken by number 2 here. And he is drilled. Number 2 will be ball carry. That was number 50. It's Tyler Durney, number 2. And it was 50 on the hit. Boys. So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Hornets, down 16-0. 3:06 to go before halftime. Monty, a pair of touchdown runs. Johnson will work out of the shotgun. Keep it on the ground. And what a hit! A flag down behind the play. And that had to be, before I ever saw the number, I said in my brain, that's got to be Brandon Beaver. That's a Brandon Beaver type of hit. And it was. But a flag down way behind the play, away from the action. Don't know what that's all about. Came in late. The face mask, personal foul on GW. And it was so far behind the play, I don't know what the purpose of a face mask would have been in that situation. I mean, it wasn't near the play. So they called it. I mean, even if it's not near the play, a face mask is a face mask is a face mask. But they must have just been scrapping back there behind the play. Somebody grabbed a face mask. So first down here for the Hornets. Johnson takes the snap, hands off. They've got it behind the scrimmage. Patrick Egan, one of the guys there. Monty with those, he's easy to find with those blue gloves on, those teal or blue, whatever they are, gloves on. So Egan and Monty both in there on the play. 2:22 to go. It's going to be 2nd and 14 coming up here. Cooper Holland comes out here. He's one of the receivers. They've got trips out here on the left. Single receiver. That might be Wineglass over on the right. Back to pass is Johnson. He's got pressure. He throws. It's underthrown. It's up for grabs. And almost a great catch over there by Wineglass. But batted down incomplete. He almost came up with that. Now he's going to go limping off a little bit. So nice play by Cam Myers back there defensively, but a great effort by Wineglass. He almost came up with that. 3rd down and 14 coming up here, just shy of the 35-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right for Johnson out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking straight, now flushed out of the pocket, rolling, and almost ran out of real estate. He did run out of real estate, had to throw it away. But it's no grounding call or anything like that there as he was out of the pocket. So 4th and 14, you assume Plattsburgh is going to punt here. They don't want to give the ball back to GW with 1:44 to go in the half. They need to kick this one away and try to make GW go at least part of the distance of the field. And we expect that dropping back will be Lucas Vandenberg. He's been handling the punt return duties. It is number 5 back there. Vandenberg will stand at the 35-yard line. Holland has been doing the punting here for the Hornets. Looks like they're one player short. They've got one coming out here late. So with a 16-0 lead and a minute 44 to work with, plenty of time, and there's a flag down. That's got to be a false start or something of that nature. It is a false start because it was pre-snap or right at the snap. So that's going to push the Hornets back 5 yards. So that's going to move up Vandenberg 5 yards. To the 40. So Holland will now stand back at about the 20. Here's the snap. Goes off the side of the foot. It's going to bounce at the 45. And that's where it's going to be down. And we've got some action going on. A wrestling match is broken out behind the play. It's the second time we've had stuff going on behind the play. See if it's going to be offsetting or anything like that. It was number 20, Tommy Sorensen for Plattsburgh, and 17, Stephen Madison for Granville-Whitehall. It's going to be offsetting. So that's going to negate the penalties. Yep, just going to take the results of the play. So, minute 38, a lot of time on the clock. They're going to have pretty good field position, not quite at midfield, but close to midfield. So GW up 16-0 certainly has an opportunity here to strike again before halftime. They're going to put the ball down at the 44-yard line of GW. Roselle comes out along with Monty. They're having a discussion there on the way to the huddle. But the way this team has moved the ball at times, minute 38 should be enough time for them. Roselle underneath the center. Pro set behind them. And they hand off to, it looks like, Beaver. And it's a loss of yardage on the play. Was Beaver on the carry. Loss of 4 is going to bring up second down and 14. Clock running. Minute 15 to go before halftime. 16-0 Granville-Whitehall. Roselle brings them up to the line of scrimmage. This time they'll go with I formation behind him. He'll take the snap, toss to Monty, and it's an errant toss. Ball is loose, and they're still scrambling around for it. I thought Monty had it, but maybe not. And Plattsburgh's got it. So this is the third fumble, theoretically, that Plattsburgh has recovered. One of them was negated by a penalty. But they've certainly had their opportunities. Looks like it was 55, Brantley Augustin, that recovered the fumble. So it's going to be first down for the Hornets at the GW 35-yard line. So they've got a shot here with 50.7 to go in the half to get back in this ball game. Johnson's going to go for the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Back to pass. Pump fake's going to go on the out. What a one-handed grab. And they're going to say out of bounds. Man, that took away an incredible grab. One-handed grab. And that was by number 13, Ryan Colburn, but he could not stay in bounds. But what a catch if he had stayed in bounds by Ryan Colburn. Unfortunately for him, he was not in bounds. Not able to get the foot down in bounds. But what a grab. Receiver goes out to the right. 2 receivers actually to the right. One to the left, I formation, this time behind Johnson on 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks right, throws right, and it's intercepted. Trying to see the number out there. It looks like it could be Vandenberg. It is Vandenberg with the interception. Number 5, Lucas Vandenberg. We were saying before, from a distance, these gray jerseys are cool, and it's for great, great support of a wonderful young man. But seeing the numbers out on the field is not the easiest thing under the lights at times. But they're awesome jerseys, and again, for an awesome cause. And they're going to take a knee here and run the clock out with a 16-0 lead. So the interception by Vandenberg takes away any chance of the Hornets getting on the board before halftime. And they don't have to snap it again. So both teams are heading to, well, if you're GW, you're heading, I think, to the locker room. If you're Plattsburgh, it looks like you're heading down to the far corner, down in the left corner of the field. And that is it. We are at zeros on the clock. So we go to halftime. Here in the season opener, our score is Granville-Whitehall 16 and Plattsburgh nothing on a pair of C.J. Monty touchdowns, and both touchdowns brought to you by Indulge Pizza of Granville. Indulge Pizza, our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor. So we're going to go to break here for about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back with the second half of action. Once again at halftime, here in the season opener at Ambrose Gilligan Field, it is Granville-Whitehall 16 and Plattsburgh nothing. And welcome back to Ambrose Gilligan Field here in Whitehall. Granville-Whitehall with a 16-0 lead here at the half. And we have found out that number 50, who's having an excellent game, is A.J. Landon. He's only wearing 50 for the gray uniform, is what we're being told. So he'll be normally his 57 or 44, but he is 50 tonight. A.J. Landon. And we're trying to figure out who 42 is for them that keeps carrying the ball. So it's 43. It is DeJesus. Looked like 42, did it not? He's right. He's right there. It sure looks like a 2 to me. Anyways, we've been calling 42 for Plattsburgh, George DeJesus, their top running back, and evidently that's who it is. Short kick. It's being recovered by the Hornets at the 41-yard line as we get underway here in the third quarter. And it was recovered by number 7 for the Hornets. Well, they recovered by number 4 for the Hornets. So it's going to be, his name wasn't on the roster either. First down and 10 at the 42-yard line for Plattsburgh. Still very much in this game, even though they really were dominated in the first half. Trips to the right. Looks like Wineglass over here on the left side. Shotgun here for Johnson. Sends a man in motion. Takes a snap. Hands off to Jesus. And he picks up maybe a yard. A.J. Landon was there, number 50 for GW. Patrick Egan was also there, the end on this side. Those two converge on that tackle. Picked up a yard on the play, did DeJesus. It's second down and 9. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Once again, the shotgun here for Johnson. Man goes in motion left. They'll hand off to DeJesus. They've got him behind the line of scrimmage. Big loss on the play. Right off the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be third and long. This defense for GW has just been solid against that run. And Plattsburgh was saying they want to run the ball more this year. They lost Hartman, their strong quarterback. They lost their top wide receiver. And so they wanted to go more to the running game, but it's had minimal success here tonight. Third and about 12 coming up here for the Hornets at their own 40-yard line. Johnson out of the shotgun. Pumps right, looks left, comes back right. He's got a man wide, and it's caught at the 30, 25, 20, down the sideline, touchdown. And Plattsburgh is on the scoreboard. And it looks like it could be Ryan Colburn, number 13, on the catch. And it comes with 10-12 to go in the third. Johnson for Ryan Colburn for a long reception. So a big touchdown pass. And all of a sudden, the Hornets are right back in this one at 16-6. Johnson to Colburn on the long touchdown pass. Johnson underneath the center. They'll go for 2. DeJesus, the single setback. They'll send a man in motion. They'll hand off to the fullback. Actually, it wasn't the single setback. They had a very tight fullback, but GW was all over that one. And so the 2-point conversion attempt will fail, but nonetheless, big touchdown pass for Plattsburgh gets them on the board. And it was Johnson to Colburn, Colden Johnson to Ryan Colburn, and it's now 16-6. The Hornets right back in this one, and we'll step away and be right back. This is high school football on Nivett Media Sports, and tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Furniture, and Telescope Furniture is our sponsor. Every broadcast of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center. Telescope Casual Furniture Manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years. Voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. That's Telescope Casual Furniture, our sponsor of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center. Also by Hoagland Property Management and commercial and residential lawn and landscape services. Property transformations, snow removal, they do it all. They're from Granville, New York, of course. Give them a call, 518-222-0018, 518-222-0018 for Hoagland Property Management. So Plattsburgh comes out and gets a big scoring strike. Johnson to Colburn to start the second half, and suddenly we got a ball game here. Touched by one of the short men, now going to be picked up. And nice return back to the 40-yard line after the kick by Holland. So sets up pretty good field position for GW on the return. That was number 3, Jordan Colvette. So a nice return there from Colvette. And it's going to be first down and 10, GW at their own 40-yard line, just underway third quarter. It was 16-0 at the half, but a big touchdown pass to start the third quarter from the Hornets of Plattsburgh. Roselle underneath the center, hands off. This is Monty. Monty making something out of nothing, breaks free out of nowhere, came out of the pile, bangs his way across the 45, down inside the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Looked like that was going absolutely nowhere. That's a tough combination back there. Beaver and Monty. Beaver, the fullback, Monty, the tailback. A good 1-2 punch. This is going to be Monty. And Beaver with a heck of a block. Here's Monty still on his feet to the 30, to the 25. Dives his way down close to the 20. I'll tell you, Beaver, when he's not carrying the football, he is clearing the path. As I said, those two, a lethal combination back there in that backfield for GW. It's going to be first down and 10 at the 21-yard line of Plattsburgh. When Beaver hits you, you know you've been hit. No doubt about that. Here's the handoff inside. And still pushing that pile. Again, as I had said earlier, the old making something out of nothing. Didn't look like anything was there, and somehow they end up coming out of there with 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Down inside the 20 now at about the 18-yard line. Roselle brings them up to the line of scrimmage. I formation behind him. Here is Monty. Starts inside, pops outside, looks to the corner of the end zone, and it is a touchdown. 18-yard touchdown run from C.J. Monty, and it comes with 8:10 to go in the third quarter. So just under 2 minutes after Plattsburgh scored, GW with the quick answer. It's the third touchdown run of the game for Monty. 18-yard run, and they'll go for the conversion. So they'll come up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Monty dives, and he gets the 2-point conversion. And with 8:10 to go in the third quarter, GW strikes again. They answer the touchdown from Plattsburgh, and it is GW 24, Plattsburgh 6. Some great sponsors helping to bring the game your way tonight, such as our touchdown sponsor, Indulge Pizza in Granville. So another Indulge Pizza touchdown right there from CJ Monty. He's going to eat a lot of Indulge Pizza. He's earned a lot of Indulge Pizza here tonight with his third touchdown of the ball game. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hoagland Property Management, commercial and residential lawn and landscaping services, property transformation and snow removal out of Granville, New York. Call 518-222-0018 for Hoagland Property Management. The Skeene Valley Group, Insurance and Real Estate, with offices in Whitehall, Granville, and Cambridge. Make just one call for all your insurance and real estate needs. 518-948-2928 for the Skeene Valley Group. And, of course, Indulge Pizza, as we just talked about, of Granville. Pizza, wings, grinders, and the Monday Night Family Special for $34. Order online or with DoorDash, or call 518-345-5300. They're open Thursday through Monday. Indulge Pizza, our sponsor of the GW Touchdown. Here's the kick. A low squibber. It's going to go out of bounds, so it'll be a penalty. But what an answer. Plattsburgh getting some life, getting the long touchdown pass from Johnson to Colburn on a very well executed pass play. And so they'll bring the ball out to the, trying to remember where it is for high school now. It's the 30. Well, re-kick. So they decided to take the re-kick. Okay. Well, they do have the choice on any penalty. You can take the play or the penalty. They're going to take the penalty. We'll see if that pays off or not for Plattsburgh here. So Granville-Whitehall will kick it again. And we'll see if it ends up being a good choice or not here for the Hornets. Here's the kick. And it's going to be scooped up, brought across the 30 to the 35 to the 40. Running it back there was Ryan Colburn, who had the touchdown catch. Coming up at the end of the game, we'll have our Lake Champlain Coal Player of the Game. So we look forward to that. Looks like he stepped out of bounds about the 37-yard line. So first down and 10 for Plattsburgh at their own 37, 24-6 GW here on opening night of high school football. Section 2 versus Section 7. Johnson out of the shotgun, hands off to DeJesus. And he's up to about the 40. Picked up a couple of yards on the play. Call it 3. It's going to be second down and 7 for the Hornets. Nice run there by George DeJesus. He has been the bulk of the offense. If you take away the touchdown pass from Johnson to Colburn, the rest of their offense has pretty much been DeJesus. Second down and about 7 here for the Hornets. Johnson out of the shotgun again. Long count. He'll take the snap, hand to DeJesus. He's got running room 45-50 into GW territory. Tripped up at about the 45-yard line. So a nice run there again by DeJesus. And as I said, except for that big touchdown pass from Johnson to Colburn, DeJesus has been the offense here. They're actually going to spot him down at the 44-yard line of GW. So it's going to be first down and 10 there for the Hornets of Plattsburgh. Down 24-6. Had a chance to get back in this one, scored in their opening possession of the third quarter, but GW answered right back. Johnson underneath the center this time, I formation. He'll fake to Jesus. He'll go up top. And ball underthrown, the back shoulder throw, and it's caught. Very well thrown ball. And it looks like that is number 4 on the catch, Will Boyer. So, very well thrown ball, the back shoulder throw. And here come the Plattsburgh Hornets. They've got another first down. So they've got it down inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. First down and 10. So Plattsburgh not going away yet here. They'll send a man in motion. They'll hand it off to Jesus. They've got it behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 yards on the play. Looked like number 50, A.J. Landon in there. As I said, with the lights, very difficult here to pick those numbers out on those jerseys. But they're awesome jerseys. Loss of 2 on the play. Back to about the 17-yard line. Johnson out of the shotgun. Throws quickly out in the flat. Nothing doing. GW was all over that one. It was complete to Boyer, but it was C.J. Monty that was right there on the tackle. Loss of another couple yards is going to bring up about a 3rd and 14. Back at the 18-yard line here for the Hornets of Plattsburgh. Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter, 24-6 GW. Last year's final score was 34-6, so looking somewhat similar. DeJesus will line up as the fullback this time. It looks like Wineglass is the tailback. And they'll hand it off to Wineglass, and he is hit immediately. That may have been A.J. Landon as well. It was Landon. Came through pretty much unblocked. Another loss of yardage. So they're all the way back to the 20 now. 4th down and about 14 or 15 here for Plattsburgh. So this is a pretty big play right here for the Hornets. We're getting late in this third quarter here. 24-6 ball game. Clock is not the friend of Plattsburgh right now. They really need a big play right here. Johnson will run out of the shotgun. He's got DeJesus with him. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Back to pass. Throws toward the corner of the end zone. A lot of hand fighting going on. And incomplete. Looked like he had it. Just could not secure it. And called incomplete. The intended receiver was Cooper Holland. But he could not come down in bounds with the catch, so it's going to be incomplete, and it's going to be GW taking over on downs here. So that would have been a big catch, 2:57 to go, third quarter. But Holland could not quite secure it. So GW takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Roselle out in the huddle. Brings them up to the line of scrimmage here. Receiver comes out here to the right side. That is Colville. They'll keep it on the ground. Colvette, I should say. Getting dark here in the press box. I couldn't see the roster. Colvette. We're going to go to the lights here. There we go. A little light on the subject's going to help. Got the lights on now in the press box. Now I'll know that it's Colvette, not Colville. High formation behind Chris Roselle. They'll toss it out to the left side, and Plattsburgh was all over it. Looked like number 20 was there for the Hornets. Very nice play. That's Tommy Sorensen, the junior. So a big play by Sorensen. Loss of yardage on the play. It's going to bring up about a third and a long 7, maybe 8 here for GW. As we go under 2 minutes to play third quarter, 24-6 GW. 3 touchdowns from CJ Monty. Throws out a pass, throws out in the flat. This is Monty. He gets a block, breaks free. Down the sideline, 40, 45, 50 to the 45. And finally brought down inside Plattsburgh territory as it was Tyler Durney, number 2, that saved the touchdown for the Hornets. A nice move to shake free, then got a big block. Just very well executed by GW there. And the ball just shy of the 40-yard line of the Hornets. 1:15 to go. Very well executed pass out in the flat. I'll get the word right eventually. First game of the season, I guess. First down and 10. They'll hand it off inside. And we have a player down for GW behind the play here. He's going to be all right, going to get up. Could be a cramping situation. A lot of times here early in the season, you see cramping, and that's exactly what it looks like on Jackson McCullen. Warm weather, a lot of times in these early season games, cramping can be a factor. So a pickup of 3 on the play. Looks like it's 2nd and 7 here. Could be the final play of the quarter. Will be the final play of the quarter. And they're going to run a little reverse. And it's Nathan Barber on the carry, and he gets across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that's going to do it here for the third quarter of play. So at the end of 3 here at Ambrose Gilligan Field in Whitehall, our score is Granville-Whitehall 24 and Plattsburgh 6 here on opening night of high school football. And tonight's game has a lot of great sponsors that are helping us out, of course, such as Lake Champlain Coal. Lake Champlain Coal, your local fuel supplier. Fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump, making warm friends for 5 generations. That's Lake Champlain Coal Company. And Lake Champlain Coal Company is our sponsor of our Player of the Game Award, which we'll announce here at the end of the fourth quarter. Tonight's game also brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, our sponsor of the Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center, where we broadcast from each and every week, no matter where we are. Manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years, voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. That's Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center. So we start play here in the fourth quarter. 24-6. One more call. GW. $250. And they've got a 3rd and 3 coming up here from just across the Plattsburgh 35-yard line. Roselle drops the snap, wisely turns around and pounces on it. Smart play by the first-year starting quarterback. Possession being the most important thing right there. So a very nice job by him. Sometimes you'll see quarterbacks pick it up and try to run with it or whatever, and then you end up you can't get the grip on it. So being able to just pounce on it, the wise decision there. So 4th down and about 5 coming up from about the 36-yard line of Plattsburgh. Roselle with the toss for Monty. Has Beaver blocking out in front. He gets around the corner. He's got the 1st down and more, and knocked out of bounds over on the far sideline. And a flag coming in from a long way across the field. So we'll see what that is about. Blocking the back on the offense. I heard that about as loud and clear as you could from an official way over here in the press box when he's way over across on the other side of the field. So he made that very clear. Blocking the back in the offense. So that's going to come back. It'll be 4th again. It looks like it's going to be 4th and a long 9 here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Granville-Whitehall go back to that pass out in the flat. See Coach Makura and head coach Jibo in deep discussion down there. And they're going to have more discussion because they're going to take time out and talk it over. So, timeout on the field. 24-6 GW. 11:13 to go in the ball game. And once again, let's hear from our sponsors, such as Hoagland Property Management, Commercial and Residential, Lawn and Landscaping Services, Property Transformation and Snow Removal in Granville, New York. Call 518-222-0018. That's 518-222-0018. Hoagland Property Management of Granville. Glad to have them along with us again this year. Speaking of the Hoagland family, Skeene Valley Group, Insurance and Real Estate, with offices in Whitehall, Granville, and Cambridge. Make just one call, and they'll take care of all your needs, insurance and real estate. 518-948-2928. That's 518-948-2928 for Skeene Valley Group, Insurance and Real Estate. And I think we have time for one more here, also by Indulge Pizza of Granville. Indulge Pizza is our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor. Pizza, wings, grinders, and more. Monday night is their family night special for $34. Order online or with DoorDash, or call 518-345-5300. Open Thursday through Monday. Indulge Pizza of Granville, our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor. 4th and a long 9. And they're going to punt it. And they're going to let it roll. It's going to take a GW roll down inside the 15-yard line. And that's where the Hornets of Plattsburgh will once again go on offense here. There's a flag down. Good eyesight on Eric's part. He called that one. So either GW is going to be punting again, which they will be. An illegal formation. We've seen that on both sides tonight on punts early in the season. And let's face it, you don't spend as much time on special teams as you do on offense and defense early in the season. Sometimes special teams can be where some of the issues come from. And both teams have had illegal formation calls on punts tonight. And this one, the snap was A wild one. It's going to be a short kick, and they are going to benefit from this. Plattsburgh will make up some yardage off of that punt by taking the penalty and having them re-kick. So we got 10:54 left in the ball game, 24-6 right now. GW, 3 touchdowns from CJ Monty. Monty, potential Division I college player, has a offer on the table right now from the University of Albany Great Danes. They'll go trips right, receiver on the left. Shotgun for Johnson. He'll take the snap, go back to pass, throw out in the flat, and they're going to get across the 35-yard line. Nice catch and run there from Boyer. Monty, one of the guys in on the tackle. And looks like Patrick Egan was also there. Egan came from all the way across the field there. Good hustle play. Pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5 here for the Hornets of Plattsburgh. Trips right, single receiver slot left. Johnson works out of the shotgun. He'll hand it off to DeJesus. He gets up across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Just a little short, I believe, of 1st down yardage, but nice run there. He's been the workhorse out of the backfield, George DeJesus, the senior. And it will be a 1st down. The angle I had here, I thought it was going to be just a little bit short. But it is going to be a 1st down, so they'll move the chains here for the Hornets. Johnson once again out of the shotgun. They'll go trips on the left side this time. One receiver right. DeJesus in the backfield side by side with Johnson. Johnson takes the snap, hands forward. DeJesus got maybe a yard and then got stacked up. A.J. Landon, one of the guys there for GW. Barber there as well. A lot of help swarming to the ball after Landon, I think, with the initial hit. So we're at under 9 minutes to play now. 24-6. At the end of the game, we'll pick our Lake Champlain Coal player of the game for tonight. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Johnson once again goes shotgun here on 2nd down and a long 8 from the 44-yard line. And the hit takes the helmet right off of the ball carrier. That's DeJesus. What a hit. Knocked the helmet right off of George DeJesus. I don't know if anybody remembers the old Madden video games. You know, the late, great John Madden. Love listening to John Madden back in his broadcast days, him and Pat Summerall. And on the game, when the helmet comes off, he goes, his helmet came off. Let's just hope his head's not in it. That's what John Madden used to say on the Madden video game. Madden was the best. Back to pass. Johnson looking for a wine glass, and they come up empty. Back there on the coverage. It looks like it was number 17, Steven Madison, back there on the coverage. So good coverage there by Madison. It's going to be 4th down and about 12 here for Plattsburgh. Looks like they're going to bring Holland on to punt it. And once again, we expect that that's Lucas Vandenberg dropping back. He's been the punt returner all night here. 7:20 to go in the ball game.
Yeah.
Plattsburgh does not have everybody on the field they need to have on the field. So they have a couple guys coming on late. Here's the snap. Holland, the flag is down. It's a horrendous kick. Granville-Whitehall getting away from it. If it's on Plattsburgh, I think Granville-Whitehall is going to take the play, not the penalty, because they're going to have really good field position here after that. Illegal formation against the Hornets. As I said, I think GW will probably say, we'll take the play. There'd be no need there to have them punt again. So it's going to be 1st down and 10, GW at their own 45-yard line. 7:11 to go in the ballgame. They lead it 24-6. CJ Monty with 3 touchdown runs on the evening. They come up to the line of scrimmage. And looks like a quarterback change here. As it looks like Finn McLaughlin is taking over at quarterback, and he's going to run this one on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to be stuffed over on the right side for about a 1-yard loss. So with the lead here in the 4th quarter, Coach Gibo said you'll see both these quarterbacks this year, Roselle and Finn McLaughlin, and he's very excited about this young sophomore. Thinks he's a very talented football player and very excited about his future. Loss of a yard on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 for Finn McLaughlin and GW. We just about are going under 6 minutes to play here. High formation behind McLaughlin. He'll hand it off. Ball comes bopping loose, but they get it back. Having to get used to the exchange here with the new quarterback in the game. They'll get comfortable with that after they've got some experience together. Picked up 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 10. McLaughlin gets the play from the sideline, comes back out into the huddle to give it to his teammates here. Impressive opening contest here for GW. McLaughlin is underneath the center. He'll call the signals. He'll take the snap. It's a toss to the left side. This is Monty. Monty breaks a tackle. 40 to the 50, the 40, and into Plattsburgh territory. So CJ Monty with the nice run. 34, Braden Mitchell on the tackle, along with 20, Tommy Sorensen for Plattsburgh. And it's a 1st down for GW here as we come up to 5 minutes to play in the ball game. 24-6 GW. Granville-Whitehall looking like they'll start the season with a win as they did last year on the road up in Plattsburgh. 34-6 was last year's score. GW in no hurry to get out of that huddle right now. Finn McLaughlin brings him up to the line of scrimmage. He's got full house backfield behind him. Takes the snap, hands to the first man through. And they bang it down across the 30-yard line. Brandon Beaver on the carry. Beaver has a nice pickup. Player down injured for Plattsburgh. Clock will stop here with 4:17 to go in the ball game. So our plan next week, schedule-wise, Granville-Whitehall goes on the road next week, and I believe it's to Fonda Fultonville, if my memory serves me correctly. And as my colleague, when I broadcast racing, Rob Knowles says, my memory at my age sometimes doesn't serve me correctly. That's what my race announcer colleague Rob always says. If memory serves me correctly, warning, it sometimes doesn't. But we'll be on the road to Ravenna, Queeman Selkirk, as they will play Averill Park. That'll be our first trip to Ravenna, Queeman Selkirk. Always a strong program. Went 8-3 last year. Injured players up, walking off under his own power, to a round of applause to fans from both teams. Great show of sportsmanship there. That's Owen Dubé. Nice to see Owen up and looking okay. Yeah, we're traveling a lot this year. Going to be down in Cobleskill later in the season. We'll be over in Vermont at Pulteney. We'll be over in Vermont at Fairhaven late in the season, a special Thursday night high school football game. We traveled over and saw the Slaters play last year, as a matter of fact. They open up with a tough game on the road tonight. They're over in White River Junction, Vermont tonight, taking on the Hurricanes of Hartford. And it's the first time those two programs have met in like 31 years. They had played for several state championships against each other back in the 90s. Down to 4 minutes to go in the ball game. First down, McLaughlin takes the snap. They run a little counter play here, and it's a successful play. They get it down inside the 20. And on the carry was number 14, Sam Huntington. A nice run there by Huntington. And they've got the first down, I believe it is. They just haven't changed it over on the marker over there yet. So first down and 10 for GW, down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So the sophomore, McLaughlin, who's taken over here in the fourth quarter, brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Full house backfield here. Looks over the defense, calls the signals. Hands off to the second man through, and brought down at the 1 is Monty. I always tell Monty, you got those blue gloves on. Tonight, anyway. May not be the same next time, but Monty just shy of his fourth touchdown. They're bringing in a different fullback here. Looked to be maybe Huntington. 14. Monty's going to come out. He has done a lot of work tonight. 2:25 to go. Sam Huntington now in the backfield. They'll keep it on the ground. No indication yet. It looks like they're going to be short. Somebody from Plattsburgh, for somebody who did not give up a touchdown, is not all that happy jumping up and down there. Second and goal. So it's going to be second down and goal here for Granville-Whitehall. McLaughlin comes over, gets the play from the coaching staff. Very tight formation here. They'll hand it off to the second man through, and it's a touchdown. So GW will extend their lead. May have been Brandon Beaver. Looked like they might have moved him to tailback when they moved Huntington to fullback. Hard to see. It was Brandon Beaver. I called it right. All right. 2-point conversion will not be successful. I said I thought it was Beaver because I thought he moved to tailback when Huntington came in at fullback. So it's Beaver with the TD run. And 1:19 to go in the ball game here. And it is GW 30 and Plattsburgh 6. So that touchdown brought to you by Indulge Pizza. Indulge Pizza is our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor. Indulge Pizza with pizza, wings, grinders, and more. Monday night family special, $34. Order online or with DoorDash. Call 518-345-5300. Open Thursday through Monday. That's Indulge Pizza of Granville, our Granville-Whitehall touchdown sponsor. Minute 19 to go here in the ball game. So I was right. They are going to Fonda next week. So GW, that'll be a battle. Big Class C matchup with Fonda Fultonville. And our plan is to be at Ravenna Queeman Selkirk for Ravenna Queeman Selkirk against Averill Park. That'll be our game of the week here next week on NYBT Media. Our first trip to Ravenna. We'll have more on the finalized plans about that in the coming days. So stay tuned to Nivett Media, Facebook, the website, Border Country Sports. Kick is short. It's going to be covered up by Plattsburgh. Looked like it was number 7 there. Well, if I remember correctly, we didn't have 7 on our roster. So 57 seconds to go. Plattsburgh will run probably one play, and that'll be about it. Plattsburgh came out in the third quarter looking like they might make a game of it. They got a long touchdown pass from Johnson to Colburn, and they were in it at 16-6, but they didn't get the 2-point conversion. And then Granville-Whitehall scored on the ensuing drive, and it was pretty much lights out after that. So Plattsburgh, with 23 seconds to go, only run one play. It looks like they're just going to take a knee and concede it. That's what they'll do. And the teams will start to line up and walk across the field for the post-game handshake. And we're going to let you know that our Lake Champlain Coal player of the game is going to be C.J. Monty. Monty with 3 touchdown runs tonight, fell just short of a 4th touchdown. And him and Brandon Beaver formed quite a combination in that backfield tonight. Both of them strong games for GW. So C.J. Monty is our Lake Champlain Coal player of the game. Lake Champlain Coal, your local fuel supplier. Fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump, making warm friends for 5 generations. That's Lake Champlain Coal Company, sponsor of our Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game, which tonight is Granville-Whitehall's C.J. Monty. That's going to wrap it up here from Ambrose Gilligan Field in Whitehall. Our final score, Granville-Whitehall 30, Plattsburgh 6. Once again, tonight's game has been brought to you by our great sponsors, Telescope Furniture, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, Hoagland Property Management, Skeen Valley Agency, Indulge Pizza, our touchdown sponsor, and Lake Champlain Coal, our player of the game sponsor. We thank them all for helping to bring live high school sports your way here on NYVT Media Sports. For Eric Picar, I'm Keith Harrington saying so long from Ambrose Gilligan Field in Whitehall. GW wins it 30.